Cotton became a defining engine of the 19th century South because a global textile trade connected fields, ports, mills, banks, and political power. Behind that trade were people whose work and forced labor made the system run. Textile manufacturers in Britain and the northern United States relied on a steady supply, which made southern production a matter of international finance as well as local agriculture. The system reached from rural communities to port cities and overseas mills. Demand from British and northern textile mills made cotton valuable, while the cotton gin helped processing expand. Technology did not make the system automatic. Planters, enslaved people, traders, lenders, and transport workers made its growth possible. Enslaved people were compelled to produce much of the crop under a violent system that separated families and denied freedom. Any explanation of cotton's wealth that leaves out their labor and resistance is incomplete. Enslaved people preserved family ties, religious life, skills, and forms of resistance under conditions designed to control them. Their knowledge shaped agricultural production, even though the system tried to deny their humanity and autonomy. Cotton profits moved through river towns and seaports, where brokers, insurers, ship captains, and bankers turned a crop into international finance. The commercial system spread responsibility far beyond the field. As cotton expanded, so did pressure for land. Indigenous removal, forced migration, and settlement opened territory for plantations, connecting the cotton economy to federal policy and local dispossession. Removal and land seizure were not side stories. They changed who could claim fertile land and which communities could remain on it. The cotton economy expanded through these linked decisions about territory, law, and force. The wealth created by cotton deepened political fights over slavery, representation, and national power. It tied local farms to international markets and made compromise increasingly difficult. Politicians debated tariffs, banking, expansion, and federal authority in a nation whose regional interests were increasingly difficult to reconcile. Cotton's profitability gave slaveholding interests significant influence, while opponents organized around the moral and political crisis of slavery. A brief static shipping document can show the roots, but the important story is the people who grew, moved, financed, and resisted within the system. The Civil War disrupted the system, but cotton's legacy did not disappear with emancipation. Land, labor, debt, and political inequality continued to shape Southern communities long afterward. Emancipation ended legal slavery, but it did not instantly provide land, capital, safety, or equal political power. Sharecropping and debt arrangements tied many families to a difficult agricultural economy for generations. Cotton built fortunes and transformed landscapes, yet its success depended on unequal power. Looking at the system through the people who carried its costs makes its history clearer. That is why cotton was more than a crop. It was a network of labor, coercion, capital, transport, and political choices whose consequences reached far beyond the South. Understanding that network means seeing both the commodity and the people behind it. Cotton's history connects household decisions, forced labor, commercial finance, territorial policy, and the long struggle over freedom and equality.